You guys been paying attention to Hollywood lately? Do you realize they're only pushing for one type of relationship? Think I'm bugging? Okay, keep watching. Remember this movie from 2008, The Family That Prays, where everybody hated Sanaa Lathan? What about this show a few years later? Scandal, where America's favorite black woman was having an affair with the president. Still not convinced? Okay. Remember this show, The Flash, where they even doubled down on it in this Justice League movie, and then they tripled down on it in the Flash movie. Even in extra scenes, they show a black woman and a white man. Still not good enough? Okay. Remember Sonic? Or Dungeons and Dragons? What about the show Sandman from Netflix? The new Men in Black, or the anime Invincible on Prime? Latest Crow movie? It doesn't end there. It's in the latest Little Mermaid and the latest Beauty and the Beast. If you're still not convinced, I'll throw this in there for good measure. And you're probably thinking, what's wrong with interracial relationships? And my answer is, nothing is wrong. But what I want to highlight is how you're being programmed subconsciously. And I could show you every other relationship outside of this kind displays dysfunction. For at least the last 3 years, they've been in dysfunction, more dysfunction, and even more dysfunction. And I'm not saying they don't have any successful black couples. What I am saying is that media and television is not pushing for that. Even this couple that's been going strong, when they were pushed in the public, it was always an aim to cause dysfunction. Not only that, they're reinforcing the division. Season 2, episode 8 of this show, Accused, pure dysfunction. Anytime we see it in reverses in dysfunction, as we see here above me from the show Halo on Paramount. And remember this movie, Get Out, dysfunction. There's been a steady decline of shows like this, and this. Now you're probably thinking it's harmless to see such imagery on repeat, but it's not. The same way this wasn't harmless. The way hypnotism and subliminal programming works is through repetition. The same way she continuously stirred the tea and plants something into his subconscious is the same way that if you keep seeing this image on repeat without your conscious brain being aware of it, your subconscious is being programmed. The most obvious question is why? Why push for this kind of relationship? And the answer lies in this interview with this billionaire, Peter Nygaard. Look it up on YouTube. Once seen, it can't be unseen. And in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and if you believe that, I got a bridge in Brooklyn I'll sell you. Now, the reason this is stupid, and it's just stupid, I don't even know what other adjective to use to describe the idiocracy of that train of thought. They're trying to mix it up, I'm assuming. Now, I do film. The casting decision is probably because they want to show an alternate reality, right? Meaning that black people overwhelmingly date and marry black people, and white people overwhelmingly date and marry white people, and so on and so forth. It's boring. It's reflective of what's actually going on. To give you an imagination land or wonder world or fictitious place, you would do that. You would take elements that are opposite, mix them together, so you could actually reflect the, for lack of better words, the world that you're trying to introduce your viewer to, right? Has nothing to do with hypnosis. And if your brain is that susceptible to subconscious programming, you're an idiot. And if this works on you, maybe it's for the good. Let me just put that out there. I'm not Umar Johnson. I'm not really staunch about black people need to marry or date black people. For me, it's a preference. I would prefer it only because when you involve people that are non-black, particularly white people, chaos and confusion ensues. I'm just gonna keep it 100. When black people are left up to their own devices without interference, I'm not gonna say shit typically runs smooth, but everything that happens is to be expected. So like, this guy's a moron. Not only that, I can name off the top of my head a few shows that depicted black couples, Power, Empire, P-Valley. Who else? I haven't watched TV in a long time, so this is, you know what I'm saying, a little bit problematic. That I think it's Hulu, Peacock, or Amazon show that it's on, Swarm. Yeah, you got a lot of shows that depict black on black relationships or white on white and so on and so forth. I never try to question what people in Hollywood motives are, nor do I give a fuck, because I'm not that simple minded. I watch stuff, and then after I watch it, I let it go. I'm not one of those people. If you believe that shit, you're probably one of those people that used to watch the soaps back in the 80s and 90s and then get on the phone and talk about the characters like they were real fucking people. That's because they have a fucking life. If you're one of those people where your life is so uneventful and boring as shit, you need to talk about fictional characters as if they were real people, you need to call this number, 1-800 do the Lord's work. Your life sucks. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like, it's just TV. Anybody that watches TV and allows it to program their mind, they're stupid. And I guess the only people that will be susceptible to shit like this, children. But then one has to ask, why are your children watching adult themed shows? So then there's that. He said all that to say, which was also problematic. He said all that to say that what's the problem with interracial marriages or relationships? He said nothing. So if there's nothing wrong with this, so what the fuck are you mentioning it for? Things that don't concern me, I don't concern myself with. If this shit doesn't matter, then why are you talking about it? Not only that, as a black man, I love black people, I'm pro-black. I would like to see more black people in relationships together. However, it ain't me in my relationship, so it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I push for it when I have talks with family and friends, and the subject comes up, if ever. Yeah, it's preferential. I'd prefer to interface with groups of a bigger community of black people. But I don't, at the end of the day, it ain't my relationship, has no bearing effect on my life. Just like I find Umar Johnson's ideology about black men dating snow bunnies of no consequence, right? That's minuscule. On the grand scheme of things that are important, that shit's not important. There are many other things to worry about. Somebody's dating preference or who they in a relationship with or who they screwing, I don't care. Now, I will say, if you're a black person that I know and you do interracial relationships and the person that you with, your mate, is confusing or brings chaos, I say the fuck away from you. At the end of the day, that's all you ever can do. It's the same thing goes for black people. Like, if I know people that are black and they dating other black people that's chaotic and confusing, stay away from them. I don't like drama from any nationality, ethnicity, or person. So at the end of the day, this dude sounds like a moron. Not only that, this conversation can be akin to the conversation of them putting subliminal Illuminati symbols in movies. People that make movies, they listen to the common man and woman. They see social media. These are just marketing ploys. If everybody's talking about interracial relationships and the problems with them, or pro-blackness or anti-blackness or Eurocentric conversations or satanic, they're going to take those elements and put it in modern day depictions. People are talking about there's no more God, they're taking God out of the church and everybody's a devil worshiper, blah, say Skippy. They're going to show depictions of Illuminati symbols or satanic symbols to get people talking. They're manipulating you. In any event, if you like this episode, I hope you understood the words that was coming out of my goddamn mouth. If you didn't, go back and watch the video and listen slowly. In any event, I'm out.